It's time to deck the halls and trim the tree Gala Girls style.
For your festive fiesta, we'll show you how to prepare cilantro lime shrimp with a kick, a decadent homemade Boursin, and for a treat, we'll whip up a batch of fudge that your guests will be putting on their Christmas lists.
Our signature cocktail is straight from Santa's nice list, a holiday sparkler of Prosecco, pomegranate juice with a lemon twist.
For once, we'll skip the reindeer games and instead ask our guests to bring an unwrapped toy for those less fortunate. But there will be plenty of party atmosphere as we demonstrate ways to make candy cane flowers, mason jar votives, and a fabulously fun and festive holiday CD for all your guests to enjoy.
Happy holidays from the Gala Girls.
So hello and welcome to the cocktail portion of the Greater Boston Gala Girls Holiday Special.
This is really the way to kick off a good holiday season, I say, with a nice, strong, but bubbly, fizzy cocktail.
Absolutely. What says party like something in a glass?
Amen, sister.
So we are making the holiday sparkler this season. We're going to start with a nice bottle of Prosecco.
We sure are. And we should tell you that we actually started off, and we're going to make this cocktail so different. And we were just testing it to make sure that we liked it, and we hated it.
Yeah, it was a touch of the Robitussin there. So
it was very dimetappy, yes. So we have since changed this, so it's going to be yummy, lovely, bubbly, and festive, right?
Absolutely. And it's actually quite easy. And we're going to have the Prosecco with a splash of pomegranate and a twist of lemon. And I will show you how to twist the lemon, if you let me have that.
And I know that you get nervous.
You take your fabulous tool. Yeah, I'm not good at this, so you could lose an eye. See? So I'm just going to take this and do a quick zest. Give it a little bit of a push there and twirl your lemon.
I have to tell you, Jocelyn, you are one of the most skilled zesters I've ever known in my lifetime.
It's one of my great kitchen skills.
More than any bartender, I will tell you that I've ever known. So we're just going to fill this up. What, about 2/3 of the way?
That's right, and then I'm just going to give it a quick splash of pomegranate.
Do you want
a little color?
I don't know how, it's going to go down a little.
Yep. So we might give that a teeny bit more there, because, I mean, it's just like a mouthful.
Oh, getting right to the top there. Yeah, and you know, as we were saying that we were trying to mix up this cocktail a little bit, but we really all kind of felt that it had to be bubbly.
Yep.
Had to be sparkly.
So I'm going to throw my little lemon rind in there. My twist.
You're twisty. Would you like to twist and shout if you have a bunch of these after a while?
Oh, I will twist and shout. You can bank on it.
I bet you will.
So here we go. Here's another. And it actually looks really cute.
It looks cute. It looks bubbly and fizzy and festive.
Absolutely. Here we go. And if our other ladies want to come and join us.
Oh, these look so good and super cute.
Oh, that's a little bit long.
Cocktail? We sure did. We sure did.
There we are.
Oh, sorry about that. Here.
So sorry.
Here you are, your holiday sparkler. Thank you. And I'm sorry, but how cute is it when you see the little bubbles going on?
There you are.
Okay, so happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
Yum, yum.
I love this. And Jocelyn, as you had said earlier, full of antioxidants, which is really, I think, what we need to all be focusing on at our happy holiday party, right?
Clearly.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, we ready for the food?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, when we were thinking about doing the food segment for this Christmas time episode, we've done a lot of different food and we've fancied it up in a Christmas fashion, but we decided to go back to the basics and to quote Julie Andrews, my favorite things. My first favorite thing when it comes to Christmas time would be fudge. And fudge does not have to be difficult. Fudge can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. You too can make this fabulous fudge, and I'm not kidding you, it's my favorite fudge recipe, and it's on the back of your fluff jar. So what we're going to do, and it's terribly easy too to boot, is in a sauce pot, we're going to put in a jar of fluff. In it goes, Jocelyn. A half a stick of butter. And this is so easy because you just melt everything. You throw a couple of things in at the end, pour it in a pan, and let it set, and that is it. So a half a stick of butter. Jocelyn's putting the whole jar of fluff in. We're going to do 2 1/4 cups of granulated sugar because there's not enough sugar and fluff.
Absolutely not.
No. And when it comes to fudge, you need it to be sugary. Also, the little can, the 5-ounce can of evaporated milk goes in here as well.
There we go.
And while there's lots of different kinds of and flavors of fudge out there, my favorite would be chocolate. So in it goes.
Absolutely.
A bag of chocolate chips. Are you keeping up with us now? Because I realize how difficult this has been so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it on a low heat until everything melts and combines. And then we're going to let it boil slowly for 5 minutes. When it's done with 5 minutes, and you don't want to let it burn, so you keep stirring it, you'll take it off the heat and you put in a tablespoon of vanilla and a pinch of salt. When you're done with, I know, when you're done with that, we're going to pour it out into a buttered baking dish, Jocelyn, and let it set and cut it up into small squares. You can also, since it's the holiday season, sprinkle some peppermint on top of it if you'd like, crushed peppermint, candy canes, that kind of thing, but it's completely up to you. So we're going to take it over to the stove right now, and then when we come back, we'll pour it into our pan. Okay, so we took our fudge out of the fridge and we cut it up into slices. I don't like to make them too big just because this is a little rich. And then Alexandra did some crushed candy canes that she's going to sprinkle all over the top.
Yeah, I just put them in a little bag and hit them with a mallet. Of course, I used the wrong side, so the bag is kind of falling apart right now. But, you know, be smart about it.
And so, use your mallet wisely.
Yes, exactly. And so then all you have is this beautiful little plate, right?
Oh, so sweet, actually, and delicious. And might I add, this fudge, I know you saw how difficult it was to make, perhaps some of the best.
And by the way, I have a temporary crown right now. My dentist is not going to be happy with this, but it's so worth it.
So enjoy. Okay, for the second thing on my favorite list for the holidays. Oh, sorry.
This is creeping up to the top of my favorite.
Yes, it is. I'm enjoying this as well. The second thing is a shrimp recipe that it actually comes from Gourmet back in the day. May it rest. Peace, yeah. Yes. But this is one of my favorite shrimp recipes, and what's so nice about it is it's a cilantro and garlic shrimp recipe.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And but it's got it has so much cilantro in it that with the pink of the shrimp and the green of the cilantro, it looks festive and holiday-esque, and I like it.
And I tell you, you've made this for so many Christmas Eves before, and it is so insanely delicious, like to the point where you just stop bringing it out to serve to guests and you just kind of nosh it.
Exactly.
I've eaten many before. It's good.
Okay, so to make our marinade, first of all, what we're going to do is in this bowl right here, I've done 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice, and it is important to use fresh lime juice as opposed to the bottled kind. I really feel strongly about that. I don't feel strongly about a lot of things in life. Mayonnaise is one of them. This is another.
She stands her ground, people. Don't mess with it.
And I've also put in here as well a 1/2 cup of, you can do orange marmalade, or in this case I had apricot preserves in the fridge.
You use more orange marmalade and apricot preserves than anyone I know, and you don't even like them. You just cook them.
And don't forget Major Chutney.
And Major Chutney. Oh, there we
go. He's the best.
Major Gray.
Major Gray Chutney. Okay, so we're going to stir that together. Alex is going to do that for us real quick. And then what I've also done here is I've minced up 3 garlic cloves. Very important as well. I want to pull those out of there for me too. And about a 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro.
Cilantro, would you like to say it? She's been saying it like that all night long during prep.
It's just fun to say. And then about a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. for a little bit of spice and also to add a cute holiday flavor, color as well. Now this is the marinade for your shrimp. What I have in here is a pound of peeled, raw, and deveined shrimp. So we're going to take half of this marinade and pour it back in the bowl because it's going to be our dipping sauce for later on. And then we're going to pour the rest of it in here and seal it up in a plastic bag, put it in the fridge, and let it sit. I'd like to do it for an hour, but you can even do it overnight. I feel it takes even more of the great flavors with it the longer you let it sit. You don't want to go 3 days or anything like that because it is seafood.
That'd be nasty.
Right. So then Alex is going to pour the rest in here for me. And then we just seal this bad boy up, throw it in the fridge.
Let me just get all the good stuff.
Please do.
Out it goes.
And I know there seems to be some strong flavors in here like garlic and cilantro and red pepper flakes, but back to the apricot jam, it really kind of sweetens it up and it makes it to be something that's such a unique and different flavor. I've never had a shrimp like this before.
It's insanely good. It's
really
insanely good.
So we're going to throw this in the fridge, and then when we come back, we're going to show you, we're just going to pan fry it really quickly, about a minute or two per side on the shrimp, depending on the size of the shrimp that you use. And then we serve it with our wonderful dipping sauce. And it is, I believe the words were insanely good.
Insanely good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll be back in a sec.
And in typical Gala Girls fashion, I omitted a couple of ingredients. You're also supposed to put in 4 tablespoons of olive oil as well as a tablespoon of soy sauce into the mix. Sorry about that, we got a little carried away during our segment. But that's what's going to help bring a tiny bit of the salt feature to it with the soy sauce, and the olive oil is just for the marinade for the most part. But those go into the entire marinade, and then again, as we said, we separate part of it out for the dipping sauce later on. You're going to get your pan nice and hot, and you're just going to put your shrimp right in there. Okay, so we're going to plate the shrimp. Now our shrimp we've just cooked, so it's a little warm. You can serve it warm, or you can put it back in the fridge and serve it chilled. It is, what was the adjectives that you used?
Insanely delicious.
Either way. And what we did is we just put it here with our dipping sauce, which was frankly half the marinade. And what we do is we serve it with toothpicks, or depending on the size of your shrimp.
Use my fingers.
You can. And let your guests just simply dip into the dipping sauce at the end. But it is really, really good.
And there's no tail, so I can just...
Oh yeah, no tails whatsoever, exactly. And frankly, and it looks so pretty too. It's very festive, as I said, with the cilantro and the pink of the shrimp. Very holiday-esque. Would you like to have one, Alexandra?
What tipped you off? How about when she was like, well, just plate? I was like, no, I'm eating. So I'm just going to go right for it. Oh my God, they're so good. They're garlicky, and you've got like soy sauce and a little tang of the orange marmalade. And
the lime. It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
They're insanely delicious. Okay, insanely delicious. Thank you.
Cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Okay, so the third on my list of favorite things for the holidays. Now this is a recipe for Boursin, and you can buy Boursin, it's in the grocery store.
A little round thing, yeah.
Exactly, which is, I'm sorry, $5.99.
It is, it's expensive.
I'm about to show you how to make it for about a quarter of the price.
So we've already saved you a ton of money.
Exactly. And actually, my half-sister served this. This is like her signature dish, and she served it every Christmas Eve. So it reminds me specifically of Christmas Eve.
I love it.
You'll have really bad garlic breath at the end, but you'll be fine with that. If you bought it in the store-bought kind, you'd have bad breath too. So what we're going to do here is we've taken 3 garlic cloves, and we've put them through a garlic press. You want them to make sure, you can't mince them. You really need them to go through the press so that they're really broken up.
Pureed, kind of.
Exactly. And then a block of cream cheese, if you can throw that in for us.
I say I can do that. My fingers is zipping so.
And the key is to make sure that the cream cheese is softened. So you want to start stirring that, Jen. So make sure that the cream cheese has been softened. I leave it out for at least an hour. Otherwise, your work is just going to be that much harder. And we're about less work. frankly.
Less work, more fun.
Now the key is the herbs. You can throw whatever kind of herbs you like the most in it. The way that we make it is, I would say I probably put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of dill, and I cut my dill with scissors. I find it just to be easier than chopping.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
chopping dill is a
It's
monster
a pain, exactly. And then last but not least, I put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of chopped up parsley, which also winds up giving it a little bit of extra texture. Parsley doesn't add a ton of flavor, but it adds a lot of texture to it.
Parsley down.
That's okay. Grab a spoon while you're at it, because while you're in there, I'm also going to grab the plastic wrap, which is the key to the success of the Boursin as well. Oh. So once you've got it, yeah, use the spoon and just mash it all together, and you want to make sure that it's mixed thoroughly.
Oh, much better. Back of a spoon.
Back of a spoon, much better.
Yeah.
And then once it's all done, and you want to make sure that you're pretty thorough in there, Jen, and I'm sorry I've given you this tough task. I'll hold the bowl for you.
Start working out.
And once it's all really mashed up,
oh, there it's much easier.
There you go. What you're going to do is, once you got to make sure you get all the garlic in there and the herbs, so that each bite will have a little bit of extra something. You're going to just simply put it on. I know it smells
really
so good. You're going to put it right on your cling wrap and roll it into a little ball. Yeah, that's perfect.
Master?
And
my face, I did.
Oh,
it's moisturizer too.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to form it into a little ball, which is so easy to do when you actually do have a little bit of saran wrap there. And then this I like to let set overnight.
Oh, in the fridge? Or
in the fridge, okay. Absolutely, because it's cream cheese based.
Sure. That was a dumb question.
And that's okay. and once it's all set and together, and as I said, you just wrap it up like so, and form it into a cute little ball like this.
Look at that.
And then when it's done, you have a Boursin cheese ball that you can serve with crackers.
Yum.
And it looks festive and cute, and I like to garnish it with sometimes a little bit of parsley on the side, or even some pomegranate
green.
seeds.
Edible and green.
And crackers.
Oh, I like the
yeah.
I like the seeds.
So we're gonna throw this in the fridge, and we'll show you what it looks like at the end. But how easy is that?
Voila.
Saved yourself half from the grocery store.
Nice.
Okay, so the Boursin is out of the fridge, and as you can see, it formed into this nice little ball. We just unwrap the plastic wrap.
It's gorgeous.
It is, it's really pretty. And then you can just serve it on top of your cheese tray, and I like to put a little parsley on the side, and since it's Christmas, some cranberries around for a little red and a little green. And Jen, would you like to have a taste since you've never had it before? Go for it.
I'm so excited. So excited.
I can smell it from here, and I'm not kidding you. And this has been in the refrigerator for quite some time. Mm. It tastes so fresh, doesn't it? It's so delicious. Mm. Yeah, tastes like Christmas.
The pants off that other bushel.
Completely.
Who are they?
Yeah. And did we mention cheaper? I think we did.
It's cheap.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Way better. Cheers.
All right, so we are now ready to holiday this party up. Who's ready?
We have 3 hoes, ready and willing.
Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so our first floral arrangement of the night, this is a really kind of cute little arrangement. All we did was we took an old San Marzano tomato can. Sure, why not?
Basically any can that you got.
Exactly, anything. And then what you do is you put a rubber band around it, and you very carefully put in lots and lots of candy canes. Now,
careful being the operative word?
Without a doubt. And I will tell you a little story here. So my lovely daughter, Georgia, who's 7, after I had gotten it perfect, I was like, this is wonderful. I turned my head, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, Mommy, why would you pick it up? Why? Why do you have to do that? Okay, so anyway, we learned
because she's 7. I'd say she's 7 and she's a girl,
and she's mine, and I see the irony in it all. Yes, exactly. So anyway,
we're all blessed with
yeah. My genes, yes. So what we found the next time was it's better if you do 2 rubber bands, one a little bit higher, one a little bit lower, and then you can place the candy canes in, and then they stay. So what
we learned. For you.
we
learned the hard way for you.
Little trial and error for you folks. Y'alls are welcome. So what we did then was we just tied a nice little ribbon around this so you can't even see, filled it with water, and now what we're going to do is put our little greens in it, which we have, you know, cut down.
I really like those.
You know, and the girls were asking me, what are those called? I don't know.
Green leaves.
Yeah, they're little green leaves.
But they're pretty, they're so bright green. It's like a vibrant green that you don't always find.
Well, exactly. And you know what? The beautiful thing, I say this every time, so I'm so sorry, but when you start with greens in here, it just makes it so much easier for all your flowers to stand up straight. Otherwise, if you just put these in, they're all going to be like this. Yeah, it's going to stink. So what you're going to do then is you're just going to start putting your roses in, and I know I'm always like, turn the page. Be a little bit careful with this one, because as I've already noted, it's somewhat delicate, this little vase, the candy cane vase that I made.
Cute.
Isn't that so pretty?
It is so pretty.
And so what I thought I would do, I just bought a dozen red roses. They were $13 at the grocery store, nothing too fancy. Again, when you're going to wind up putting them in a candy cane vase, you don't really need to do anything too crazy. It's a candy cane. I know I'm getting laughed at. And you know what? Bring it on. I don't even care.
No, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
They're laughing at me.
No, we're not. You know what? The great thing that Alex always does, though, and I watched her do this earlier, she like looked at the height of the vase and measured all of the flowers beforehand. She made sure that none of them were too tall, and it makes a huge difference. I mean, you get them all the same height, and then you cluster them, and it makes this like really incredible arrangement instead of like some are big, some are small, some are this, some are that. It makes a big impact on a small scale.
It's a great point, and I'm sorry to interrupt for 1 second, because I never interrupt during flower arranging because I'm terrible at it. But I will say, I always have a problem with height in general. But I like that even the greens are high and the flowers are low.
Yeah.
That to me doesn't make sense, but when you do it, it looks perfect.
I know.
Well, no doubt. And I wound up buying these three little, it's kale. How funny is that? This is kale, yep. Ornamental kale. The superfood, exactly. And when you put these in, once again, always use odd numbers of things, folks. So you just kind of pop these in, and all of a sudden you have a candy cane vase with kind of a candy cane floral arrangement. And how pretty is that, right?
That's
adorable.
Yeah, so you know what we'll do? We'll just kind of slide that right over there.
Beautiful.
We want to always, we're going to go.
No, we have this.
Oh,
Don't forget.
Oh, no, we're going to get to that. No worries. We're going to talk about our soundtrack, as we always do. And I'm sorry, but the soundtrack at the holiday party is key.
It's the soundtrack of our lives.
It really is. It's the soundtrack of our holidays, without a doubt. And go on our website, greaterbostongallagirls.com. You can go on, literally click, print, and then all you have to do is download all these songs. We've got things like things that you wouldn't always find, you know, on the radio station, like what have we got here? River by Herbie Hancock and Corinne Bailey Rae. Have you ever heard it? It's wonderful.
Adorable. Yes.
Cool Yule, Louis Armstrong. And then, of course, we wrap it up with a little Old Lang Syne by the Rat Pack.
Love.
So again, check this out on our website. We have another cute little decoration here, and this was something that was so, oh my God. Could we talk about easy?
I went in the backyard and clipped some hedges.
Yes, with the aforementioned Georgia.
It's a dual thing. You clip the hedges and you make something really beautiful.
Without a doubt. It is literally, you go and you find some greens in the backyard, throw them in a mason jar, put some water in them. Actually, would you do me a favor? I'm sorry, I've lost them now. Would you actually grab me one of those little tea lights out of that? Thank you. Jen's getting the tea lights. And so what you do is you then put the cranberries right on here.
There you go.
And you just put this right on top, and not only is it a cute little arrangement, but it's sitting in water, so it's not super dangerous. And you just light it up, and you actually get some of the scent of the pine and the cranberries. And it's just,
so
I mean, it's beautiful. And this is how hard it was to make. Well, Jen did go forage in the backyard, but other than that.
It took me about 37 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you wind up taking that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, so it's a nice little thing. And actually, you can put those all over your house. What we always love is our friends from Textile Designs. And I'm sorry, but she has outdone herself this month.
Perfect.
We did, this is my made-up word. Again, y'all are welcome. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, the ice cubes clinkling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for cocktails together with you.
Clinkling.
Clinkling. Yeah, it's a new word.
New word.
Sweeping the
Urban Dictionary. It's going to be there in no time.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
So these are available on our website as well, also on textiledesigns.com. Now, what we always do is a game. What we have decided to do this year is less entertain ourselves and really kind of focus on entertaining others. So in lieu of doing a game this year, what we've done is we've asked all of our guests to bring an unwrapped toy for Tots. So everything you need to have a fantastic and festive holiday party is right here. And from all the Gala girls, we want to say thank you, happy holidays, and any excuse for a party. Cheers.